Hey there, Bitcoin Dorks fans. In this video, we'll be discussing the recent request made by Zipmex, a Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange, to extend the moratorium on its license suspension. As reported by blockchain.news, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, had suspended Zipmex's license to operate in December 2020 due to non-compliance with AML/CFT regulations. The suspension was initially for 6 months, and the exchange has since been operating under a moratorium which was set to end on June 23, 2021. However, on June 21, 2021, Zipmex requested an extension of the moratorium for another 6 months, citing the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and the challenges it has posed in resolving its compliance issues. Zipmex CEO, Marcus Lim, stated that the company is committed to complying with regulatory requirements, and that they have made progress in implementing improvements to their compliance framework. However, due to the pandemic, there have been delays in their efforts to complete the necessary upgrades to their systems and processes. The MAS has yet to announce a decision on Zipmex's request for an extension, and it remains to be seen whether the exchange will be allowed to continue operating under the moratorium. In the meantime, Zipmex has assured its users that their funds are safe and that they are still able to trade on the platform. The exchange has also stated that it will continue to work closely with the MAS to ensure compliance with all regulatory requirements. This situation highlights the importance of complying with AML/CFT regulations in the cryptocurrency industry, as failure to do so can result in serious consequences such as license suspension and loss of customer trust. It also shows the impact that external factors, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, can have on a company's ability to comply with regulations. The MAS had issued a warning to Zipmex in April 2021, stating that it could be in breach of Singapore's Payment Services Act for operating an unlicensed digital payment token service. In response, Zipmex agreed to halt its operations in Singapore for a period of 6 months and stated that it would work with the MAS to obtain the necessary license. The extension request from Zipmex comes after the MAS announced in August 2021 that it would be granting temporary regulatory relief to certain digital asset service providers that are undergoing licensing processes, including the extension of moratoriums. Zipmex has reportedly applied for a license under the Payment Services Act and is awaiting approval from the MAS. Zipmex's request for an extension of the moratorium underscores the challenges faced by digital asset service providers in navigating complex and rapidly evolving regulatory frameworks around the world. The crypto industry has seen increased scrutiny from regulators in recent years, particularly in jurisdictions where the sector has grown rapidly. In Singapore, the MAS has taken a proactive approach to regulating the crypto industry, implementing a licensing regime under the Payment Services Act in 2020. The regulator has emphasized the need for digital asset service providers to comply with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist consumer protection measures. While regulatory compliance can be a significant challenge for digital asset service providers, obtaining a license can also offer significant benefits, including increased credibility and trust among customers and investors. As the crypto industry continues to mature, regulatory compliance is the success and longevity of digital asset service providers. Overall, Zipmex's request for an extension of its moratorium highlights the need for digital asset service providers to navigate complex regulatory frameworks and the importance of obtaining necessary licenses to operate in compliance with regulatory requirements. Zipmex has been operating in Singapore since 2019, offering a variety of digital asset trading services. The company has reportedly been cooperating with the MAS to obtain a license under the Payment Services Act. However, the regulator recently announced that it would not be extending the exemption granted to companies like Zipmex beyond January 28, 2022. This means that the firm and others in the same boat have just a few months left to obtain a license or stop their operations. While it is unclear whether the MAS will grant the extension, the regulator has emphasized that it will not tolerate unlicensed activities. Companies that continue to operate without a license could face legal action, including hefty fines or even imprisonment. It is worth noting that the regulation of digital assets is a hot topic around the world. While some jurisdictions have implemented strict rules, others have taken a more liberal approach. However, there is a growing trend towards tighter regulations in response to concerns over money laundering, fraud, and other criminal activities. For businesses operating in the digital asset space, staying on top of the regulatory landscape is crucial to ensure compliance and avoid any legal issues. This includes obtaining the necessary licenses and adhering to all relevant laws and regulations. Overall, the situation with Zipmex highlights the challenges that digital asset firms face in the rapidly evolving regulatory environment. As the digital asset industry continues to mature, it will be interesting to see how regulators strike a balance between these competing interests. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more